Hey everyone, welcome to your timeless bonus reading. And in this reading, we're going to be looking at what is your next 6-month adventure going to look like. Now, it is a general reading, of course, so it's going to be more of a high-level view just to give you an idea of what's coming your way over the next 6 months. Regardless of when you come across this reading is timeless. If you want more specific information for your life, then I do provide personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below. I also provide to the general public on YouTube my monthly by zodiac sign readings. I also do weekly by zodiac element readings as well. So if you're interested in any of those, there are playlist links at the end of this video, so you can check those out. But for this reading, it is a pick a card, so you have 3 options. The first one is going to be a green hot air balloon. Number 2 is the blue hot air balloon, and number 3 will be the red hot air balloon. I'm going to start with the green hot air balloon now. If you want to jump to one of the others, then the timestamps are in the description box below. So let's jump right in. Okay, my Cancer signs, if you chose reading number 1, which is the green hot air balloon, then this reading is for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by pulling a card that represents the kind of the energy that you're bringing in from your past. So whatever you've been going through or whatever has come to the surface as you come in to this first month, we're going to look at that energies and just what you're kind of unfolding during that first month with all of that going on. So it's kind of what's swishing in and your first month. And for that, we're going to pull one card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. And we'll just find out what the creator wants you to know about your first month of this 6-month adventure. Creator, what would you like our Cancer signs to know about their first month? Okay, there we go. And you've got Moonlight in number 51. And I'm hearing dancing in the moonlight. It's a beautiful picture here. So these readings are coming out in August of 2021. These are timeless whenever you're coming across this. But for those that are seeing this during the month of August of 2021, you do have some amazing moons that are happening. You've got a new moon in Leo towards the beginning of the month, and you've got a full moon in Aquarius at the end. And it really has a lot to do with this unifying energy about stepping out of the self, and looking at the impact for the whole, the whole, society, the whole of the world, the whole of the collective of the giant sea of, beings of unconditional love. It's just about looking beyond the one and seeing how you fit into the whole. So this is going to be, a very emotionally moving month. But it's also going to be just a core moving month for you. And for those of you that are watching this outside of August, I would definitely look into the moon phases and what signs they are in and what influence they're bringing in for you for that month too, because this is an emphasis on the moon. Let's also read from the book here to see what messages come from that. Almost. There we go. So for this, it says, your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, the logical, and analytical. So follow it. And of course, yeah, definitely the moon. And you, of course, being the son of Cancer, you are ruled by the moon, and you're a water sign. So you're used to being really connected emotionally, and being connected into your subconscious and connected into your, like it says, your intuition, your inner guidance, your whispers, the connection to the spirit realm. So this month isn't going to be unlike any other. It's going to be like you're a regular month of your intuitiveness on steroids, is what I feel. And this says, moonlight beckons. Come and trust your intuition to lead you into places that you may not see as logical. Your hunches will be right on target. Resist second-guessing yourself, for your alternative perception is especially sharp right now. You can see beyond the surface of things and truly read between the lines. This is a good time to use oracle cards or other systems of divination to gain information. Remember that the language of intuition is a symbolic one. It comes subtly through a hunch, a tingling, a clear sound, or an animal or object crossing your path. Spirit is sending you messages to help you now. Success is yours if you follow the signs. So definitely, wow. So it's what a great message for you of that. This is the month. Well, not the month, but this is a month, a very high connection to the spiritual realm, and that they have wonderful, wonderful messages to bring you. So just tune into that, get away from the noise, get into your quiet space. And, you being a Cancer sun sign, you know what you need to quiet all of that, because you've dealt with the floods of feeling people's emotions for years and years and years and years, of course, depending on how old you are, but you definitely know what you need to do to find that quiet space. And this is going to be a month of doing that. It doesn't mean it has to be a month entirely of that, where you're all alone all the time, but it is definitely making sure, even daily, that you take a little space of time away for you. You can still go and hang out with people, but you need to have this beautiful, silent, dedicated communication time to hear from the other side. We're also going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers deck, just to get some more clarification and information on this first month for you. All right, Creator, what else do you want those Cancer signs to know about their first month, please? Okay. All right. Oop. Okay. That one, but not those. Right. And what else? And those two. Okay. So we'll take these because they came out first, and I think this one came out first before the others. So the Ace of Pentacles, the Pentacles all about the external world, and this is about new seeds being planted, new things coming, new ideas, and really not so much new ideas as implementing new ideas, just new things changing in your outside world, because it's the beginning and you have the seed holding in your hands. And so with this emphasis on the moon, it's about the phases of the moon too. You always have the endings and beginnings each month, with the moon phases. You have the new moon, which is a little sliver, you hardly see anything, and that's the time when you're planting these new seeds. So really look into what you want to plant for the new moon in this first month that's unfolding there. And then, of course, you tend to make sure you're giving it the seed what it needs to grow, and then it grows and grows, and then you get to the full moon. That's the climax, and it's like, okay, so you have your harvest for whatever growth during that period, and then you start to look at what you want to take away and weed your garden and everything. Usually the cycle of the specific sign in a moon, like you'll maybe have a new moon, like in this month it's a new moon in Leo, and then around 5 to 6 months later is when you have a full moon in Leo. It's normally kind of how it kind of works out sometimes, but look at the phase is between those periods. So whatever you plant on a new moon in there, look for when the next full moon is happening in that sign, and that's when you're going to see a really good fruition and climax of that. You will see small monthly ones, of course, but look for when that new moon in this month has a full moon later in that year or later down the road, because that is the date that you'll be looking for. And just know, the Fool card this is your soul choosing what you want to do before you come down to the earth. And this is almost like the Wheel of Fortune card. This is you're seeing how the depending on what soul you pick, you see how it fits into the tapestry. So whatever character you choose to come down here to experience, you get to see all of that, what's going to unfold for so much of it in your life. So this message is that, you're going to plant your seeds, you're going to do the things that you're going to do, but you can let it go too. You don't have to control every step of it, because there is this plan for your life. You have these destined events that are going to be happening in your life, and you still have your free will on how you're going to interpret that, what story you're going to put to the event. You still have your free will of choice to choose what it means about you, what it means about others, what it means about the world. So the events are all planned. What you do with that is up to you. So it's kind of like this giant improv play this life is. We have these specific events we're going to act out, but what we do with it, to what extent, to what extreme, is up to us. So just know that you have that power to choose as things are going along the trail there. Okay. So as I was taking the Wheel of Fortune, so definitely they want you to know that your life has this plan. You can go with it and walk, like you're on here, you can walk as the wheel turns, you can kind of walk with it as it turns, right? Let me do an example here. So, like if this is the wheel and it's turning, you can walk with it. And stay on top as it continues to roll, right? Or you can just stand still and go, whoa, and you have to hold on till it comes back around again, right? So that is our choice, is we can walk with and accept what is coming and know that it's happening for us, or hold on for dear life thinking life happens to us and enjoy that woo up and around, getting waterlogged as you go down into the river, end up, it's like a log in a river that you're walking on, right? So if you hold on, bloop, 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 you keep going back around. Or even like one of those windmills or those water wheels, that it brings water up, and it's what a lot of the older generation, how they got power was through these water wheels, right? So if you stay on top, submerged up in the water, underneath again. So that's what they're showing me there. And here you go, King of Pentacles. So again, all about these seeds. In fact, I'm going to rearrange these a little bit here, because these two definitely have to do with those, and these two definitely have to deal with each other. So, you're planting your seeds, and then you watch them grow. This is the only night out of the 4 nights that is about basically watching the grass grow, just meandering and taking a step at a time. Like he is here, taking his shoes off, not on the horse, rapidly, driving toward what needs to happen. It's about enjoying the fruits as they come up, and, the whole harvest, as we talked about there. And then you have the King of Cups. And this is a good a card for this too, because of all these emotions. These are the water signs, the cups are the emotions. So, this ultimately is you. You master emotions, whatever comes, you have smooth sailing. You're able to dive down deep when a hurricane comes, and be submerged in the emotions underneath, where you don't feel the turbulence of the storm as much as the people that can only ride on the surface of emotion. You're a deep diver. And it's about balance. The King of Cups, he has his hand dipped in this Ace of Cups here, which for me represents the unconditional love of the Creator. That's the living waters that like the Aquarius brings in there, as the water bearer. That is what quenches our thirst. And so with you being this King of Cups, it just shows that you continue to master your emotions as you go through this experience of this month. So just know you're going to get this flood of messages and emotion, but it's wonderful emotion from up above, and then you just get to continue to master it and connect with that unconditional love. It's also kind of what I call the Christ consciousness or the Christ love energy. That's what the character of Christ, whatever our beliefs are. Everyone has different beliefs, but we can probably agree on that this character of Christ that walked upon this earth showed us how to live unconditional love and have unconditional love be expressed in this realm. And that's really this month here is just these messages of love, that your life is unfolding perfectly, and you get to plant the seeds and watch them grow, because whatever love and whatever you focus this energy in is what expands and grows. So if you want to experience fear-based emotions, there's nothing wrong with that. It's why we come here. It's our purpose, our intention to experience the opposites of who we are, so we more fully understand who we really are. So it's like we come here to experience what limiting love or conditional love feels like compared to unconditional, limited, unlimited, temporary, eternal. We have all these opposites that we experience down here as a human, which makes us understand who we really are. Because when I don't know why I just had this flash of if you grew up in a tribe of vampires who lived, eternal lives and never witnessed anything that died, you wouldn't know what eternal means. So in experiencing someone who does not live eternally, you suddenly understand what eternal means and that eternal exists. So much of what we experience down here helps us understand what is existing on the other side, including parts of ourselves. So, all right. Next, we're going to look into the following 2 months and what we're going to do with that card here from the Art of Manifestation Oracle. And we'll find out what the Creator wants you to know about what follows this month into the next 2 months. Creator, what do you want our Cancer signs to know about the next 2 months? Okay. Boom. Message received. Take a time out. That's number 55. That's a big power number there. And I'll let you take a gander at that, and I'll read it here when I can read it more closely. And it says, give yourself permission to stop. Sometimes we just need to slow down and rest up. And yet so often we keep on pushing and pushing, even though there are clear signs that we should stop. So taking time out now will allow you to replenish your energy and return revitalized and with an abundance of focused energy. So that is great. So this follows this period of a lot of emotion, a lot of messages, a lot of emotional experiences in this month that are bringing you messages through mirrors, people mirroring you, how you feel about yourself, challenging your belief systems, and all of that. So you've got this, the Wheel of Fortune also, is about showing that things change. So, and 5 is the number of change, and you got 5 change. So you've got all these changes that are happening with new beginnings and things ending and beginning. And then you have 2 months of going like, okay, now you can let the dust settle, and, stop things that you're getting the signs you received during here to stop. So sometimes things take time to end and to declutter and to move totally out of your life. So these 2 months are really about that outward movement of things, the clearing of beliefs within you. It takes 30 days to create a new habit. So new habits are formed during this period of time too, because you're taking your time away from things. So this one was you're taking those moments away to be able to hear and listen and learn as you're going along. But a very busy month. These 2 months are more of a take a time out, take a vacation, even to get away from things, a retreat, go to a spa, or just get out camping, go visit relatives, calm, peaceful relatives, not relatives that ignite your triggers. Just taking time to go visit. And for some of you, again, this is a general reading, but I even saw, go visit some graves, go visit and talk to some people who have passed. Just go to their tombstones, or if you have their ashes, take a little bit of their ashes and go take them on a trip somewhere to let things go, give them some release, give them, some of that experience with you there. And that's for some of you, but they wanted me to tell you that. We're going to get clarification on these 2 months through these everyday tarot. So we'll see what else the Creator would like you to know about these 2 months that follow your beginning month here. Okay, let me fill those 2. Okay, any others, please? Okay, that one and that one. So you got these 2 and these 2 and these 2. All right. So you got the 3 of Cups. This has to do with celebration sometimes, but for me, this is a special card for Spirit and myself to represent your spiritual support on the other side. So again, talking about visiting with those on the other side, whether they're loved ones who've passed or ancestors, or your guardian angels and spirit guides, connecting to the spirit world, the Holy Spirit and Spirit, the Creator, all those large group of beings of unconditional love and light. So whatever those represent for you, with all these messages and everything they're talking about, with taking this time out, they're like, yes, take time out with us. Less external people, more internal spiritual people, and doing your internal, search and recovery from, this month here. You're recharging and everything there. So I love that for you there. Yep, and then you got the Ace of Pentacles again. So you have the Ace of Pentacles here. So this is letting you know that with questions around what to plant and how things are going, decisions to be made, just know that they are helping you and assisting you on having these events unfold. And it's an additional message that not only do you choose, like when you talked about the Fool card here, how you choose when you come down here, birth, death, and every, big events in between. You, while you're here, have free will to ask them. And that's how you can reach out. It's not like they, here's your life and I'll go, we'll meet you at the end. They are there every step of the way with you, experiencing your life with you, enjoying your life with you. And if you have questions to ask them, because they will answer to the extent that you agreed that they wanted you to answer before you came down here. Sometimes, we do have situations in our life where I have to learn this being alone. So when I ask you for answers, this is to the extent, it can only give me this much. You can't give me this much. You can only give me this much. And so if we're given that much and we're like, I really needed more, just understand with this whole life is happening for you that you're like, well, we would have given you more, but you asked us not to because you want to experience what it was like this way. Because in other situations, we gave you more, and it was like, okay, it became a crutch, or it can become a crutch, right? So they're like, you wanted to learn more about having faith and trust and unconditional love through a situation. And so without us giving you the absolute outcome, you have to learn to trust. So that's kind of the message that comes with that. And you have the Nine of Wands, which this is like, don't give up. You're almost to the finish line. You're about to have breakthroughs. And so, with all this, you kind of feel exhausted and like you want to give up. But just know that as soon as you're going to pull down this wand, and it's going to open the barrier for you to walk through. So you have the ability to open this gate into the next phase, the next level, the next adventure. All this stuff, you have the ability to do that, and just to hang in there, hang on, don't give up, you're almost there. So, yep. And we talked about in here about the moon in Aquarius, and the Aries Aquarius so the water bearer brings you, the card represents hope, but it brings you that which truly fills you up. What I love about how this differs from some other cards is that there's two, and they're pouring out these vessels both onto the land, the earth, which is the outside world, as well as pouring it into the water, which is your emotions and your intuition and your kind of your spirit world as well. So it's your mind and your heart are both getting the realization, and because of that, you just feel this brightness, and here's that direction that you can receive. So, this is perseverance, and this is hope, so don't give up hope. It's just right around the corner for you. You got the Magician. So right after the Fool card is the Magician, because that's 0, and that's card number 1. So this is you having the ability to bring heaven down through you to the earth, and you have all the four decks represented here, which means you have everything you need. All of the knowledge, all of the ability, you have connection through this kind of internet connection to the heavens. You just have to ask for direction, but you have all the ability to manifest. You have the infinity symbol on top of here, which talks about the cycles of bringing heaven to earth, and experiencing earth. So it's like this ebb and flow of you experience your human side, you experience your spirit side, you experience your human side, you experience your higher spirit side, and you learn to work with that ebb and flow of things, with things, like the Wheel of Fortune, things always changing in your life. And it is a empowering message that, again, with your power of choice, you get to choose where you focus your energy and power, and what grows within your physical realm, within this human experience that you have here. If you experience on lack grows. If you experience on abundance and gratitude for what you do have, that grows. So just know that you have that power. And this month is all about reconnecting with your power and re-energizing. It's about not giving up hope. You have communication and messages coming through, and they're there for you, and new things unfolding. And then, this is all about you have the magic, you have the power. Yeah. And you have the Hierophant, so the Hierophant has a few different meanings. For this reading, there's two. One of them is that because there's two keys there at the bottom, if you see them down here. So one of the keys is that you have source of assistance, you have source of capital T truth during these 2 months especially. And you get a lot of that from your invisible posse on the other side. But this can also represent a human character that really holds a lot of that spirit energy of unconditional love that you can learn from. And it doesn't necessarily mean like a guru or a teacher one-on-one. It can mean a book, a website, videos, a course, something that you can glean some more awareness about who you are and what your power is, because this is all about your magic here. And the Hierophant also is about, in the story of the major arcana, right before this is the Emperor, who is the one who is like society and puts conditions and shoulds, the supposed tos, the needs tos, the have tos, all those restrictions on humans, like going, oh, this is how you're supposed to act. Whereas before we were more free and open, with the Empress is before that, which is nature and just freedom. You get to just, life unfolds this way. And then it's like, well, Emperor goes, well, not exactly. We need you to do this, And the Hierophant comes after that, which is spirituality going, spirituality goes, yay, we're free of spirit and can do all this stuff. And it's organized religion that goes, well, we have some rules we'd like you to follow. And so it kind of is suppressing. And what this is, with coming right next to with the magician, is telling you, you can look at your lack, your supposed to's around spirituality too. It's like, well, I can express love and magic and do these things in the spiritual realm, but these are the rules I have to follow. It's like, well, really? Who told you those rules? And it's a good time to question those rules during this quiet time when you're taking a time out, because you've got 2 5s. So you've got changes in the physical world and you got changes in the spiritual world for yourself. All right, now we're going to move on to the next 2 months after this. And for this, we're going to pull a card from the Energy Oracle. Let's see what overall the Creator would like you to know for those following 2 months. All right, Creator, what do you want our Cancer signs to know about the next 2 months, please? Okay. And you got the 5th chakra, which is the Archangel Gabriel. And he's been coming out a lot in the readings I've been doing, which makes sense because he's the one that rules the throat chakra. He's bringing his horn, which is about making your song known, making your voice heard. He's holding this blue orb, which is all about the actions. And when you hold your arms out to the side, they're at the same level as the throat chakra. So this is all about putting this into action. What you learned, what you changed and adapted and implemented into your life, and then this is how you start sharing it out. So this is your 2 months of alone time, and then you're like, boom, here I am. And this is about sharing it with the outside world, and both through your voice, through whether that's your vocal cords or through social media or typing, anything like that, and through your physical actions, with your arms and your hands, and how you're expressing that to the world. So we'll get more clarity on this too from the Everyday Tarot. Let's see what else the Creator wants you to know that, but it's all about action now, where this was slow down, and embrace it, and this was like, take a time out. This is like, all right, get going. Which you're ready to do after, you had a month, a very busy month, and then 2 months of rest, and now you're move forward here in these 2 months. Creator, what else do you want them to know about these 2 months, please? Okay. Okay, everybody filled this one, and okay, yeah, that's the one my bottom finger was touching. And what else? Okay, these 2, and anything else. All right, and last pass. Okay, those are it. So you have the Ace of Swords. So this is about new thoughts, new beliefs, new mental attitudes, and cutting away of old things too. So this sword that comes in is like, I think they usually say it's like the Archangel Michael that comes in and he helps you cut old cords, cut away those things that no longer serve you. And so, during these 2 months, you really learn a lot and understand a lot. And then with things being put into action in this month, things that were identified during this 2-month period that you're ready to let go. And you're like, you know what? That's just not bringing me any energy anymore. It's, in fact, I just feel like I'm, pouring, something down the drain. It's just not worth it for me anymore. And it's okay. And you're given that kind of oomph and push to let go. Yeah. And then you have the Two of Swords. So right after the Ace of Swords, then you have decisions being made during that time. And what I love about it is because you've got the moon, you've got blindfolds, and you've got the water. And so the decisions you're making, you're being encouraged not to use logic still, but to use this intuition that has just blown up during this month and expanded during this period of time. So now you get to put that intuition into action, trust it, and make choices based on it. And get the Six of Pentacles, and this is about giving and receiving. So you're able to come to this place where, again, these messages that you've heard during this time here, and with this especially, this one was 5 and 1. This was card 51, so 5 and 1 is 6. I feel that there's some things that happened during this month that you're now able to, now that you've had this break, you're able to come back to it with a new perspective to where you can work things out and have this give and receive relationship rather than this codependency where I'm the giver, you're the taker, and I resent you when you suck me dry of all my energy. And this is more of, you know what? I'm not going to overgive. I've seen the light during this time, and with these changes and putting that into action, you're going to give the overflow to people. You're not going to give your sustenance away. You're going to allow yourself to be full and filled up, and then they get the overflow. So you feel whole, and then you just give away without expectation of receiving anything back, which is a freeing place to be, rather than giving, expecting to get something back in return and being disappointed 99% of the time. So it's a wonderful, just this paradigm shift in a lot of your relationships where you're like, you know what? I don't need to overgive. I'm lovable just as I am, and they'll take me as I am. Those friends who are your true friends will take you just as you are. They may be, give you, crap about it, but they're still going to hang around you and love you and laugh with you. Those that reject you because you're not being who they want you to be, that's a blessing. You can say, thank you for showing me who my friends are, my true friends are, and who were just people standing in line for handouts from me, right? So that's a good thing there. Yeah, because here you go, the Five of Swords, like I talked about, the people walking away. So with your change of mind here, now you have 5, so you've got your 5-5 with the changes that you've made. You have people who are upset with that and who will walk away. And like I was saying, that's totally fine, because if someone only wants to be around you if you are the person that they want you to be and always doing the things they want you to be, they should get a dog. They don't need you. Like, go get a dog. And if you want like a human friend, I'm still open. You can come back, but this is how it's going to be. I'm not going to be, wear a collar and be your dog for you. Unless you're into that type of thing, but, normally we're not, right? Right. And then also, I didn't read from the book here. Let me read from number 39 here. And that's self-expression and speaking your truth. So Gabriel holds his trumpet in one hand and a beautiful orb of blue light in the other. He's sending powerful energy to your throat center, acknowledging your power to communicate and your readiness to do so. You're ready now after having, had this time to adapt and really bring it into your being. So this angel opens you up to truthful expression, both within yourself and others. You may have trouble with expressing emotions and ideas in the past, but Gabriel's here to tell you that your soul longs to take this leap now. Be aware that true communication includes how you speak to yourself, so never deny your profound integral value. Speak up for yourself. Write it in your journal. Let the words flow. Now is the time to express yourself freely and fully, and the universe always honors your choice to do so. Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then we're going to end the reading here with just one card from this Secret Language of Light Oracle. And this is just going to be where you end up toward the end of this 6-month part of your adventure. And it's really kind of setting you up to where you're at as you move into your next 6-month adventure. Because we're always on new adventures, right? This life is just one continuous chain of adventures. Sometimes it just takes us a little bit of time to realize that. All right, Creator, what do you want our Cancer signs to know that chose reading number 1? What's the final message? Okay, they really needed to get that one there. Yep, they've got soul mating. That's number 34. And I love that. Of course, it can mean so many things, just so many different people, but I'm really feeling that this is just such a huge awareness. All this stuff brings you to this place of when you know that this entire life has these events that happen for you, you realize that all these actors that come in and, by this 6 months here, after experiencing this very dramatic month 1, this reflective 2 months, this putting things into action for 2 months, you suddenly see, okay, all these characters that were involved in each of these stages, and in fact, even, of course, back throughout your life, you realize they played this part for you and they weren't doing things to you. So I just feel that's like a huge thing. And this says, embrace your soul to reveal a partner. So a new encounter or a deepening of an already existing union will profoundly change the way you perceive unconditional love. Chemistry between two people does not mean they are life partners. You have entered each other's lives to awaken, expand, and open your hearts so wide that they may never close again. It may last for a moment, a season, or a lifetime. Time is not necessary to shift the cogs of your heart and feel the absolute ecstasy of you. A moment can open you to euphoria. The purpose of a soul relationship is to mirror your love and light and melt away any hard edges or walls you have built. Whatever is mirrored will intensify. Yay! Love and peace will feel bigger, but so will fear or pain. And this reveals any wounds that hold us away from love, so we can heal them as we embrace more of the love we already recognize. And I really feel that's the story of the 6 months, right? Now, this cards also come with inspired reflections and actions. And so I'm going to read those. There's 3 of them, and whatever ones resonate with you, you can look at over the 6 months. The first one is, don't talk about old relationships. Focus on what you want now. Number 2, fall in love with yourself. Treat yourself as your beloved. Nourish your heart with tenderness. Care for yourself as if you are the most important person in the world and know how lovable you are. Beautiful. Number 3, when you're meditating, place a rose quartz near or on your heart area to help you feel unconditional love for yourself and for others. And lastly, they also give some recommended journal work. So I'll give that to you if you feel so inclined. It says, write down 7 things you want to experience in a new or current romantic relationship. Write down how you expect each item to make you feel and see if you can find that feeling in your life now. You attract into your life what you are. And that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Beautiful, beautiful 6-month adventure here. Just know as you're going through this, every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. So enjoy your 6-month adventure here. We'll talk to you soon. Take care now. All right, my Cancer signs, if you chose reading number 2, which is the blue hot air balloon, then this is the reading for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by pulling one card from this Enchanted Map Oracle deck, and it's going to represent your first month, like the energies you're bringing in to the first month and what the Creator wants you to know about what goes on within that first month with what you're dealing with, what you brought in, if that makes sense. So we'll give these a quick shuffle. Let's see what the Creator wants you to know about your first month of this 6-month adventure. Okay, Creator, what do you want our Cancer signs to know about this first month of their 6-month adventure? Okay. This is the one, and you got Magic Prayer. And I love that imagery there, number 32. So it's going to be a wonderful month for you of just inner reflection and seeking guidance, like higher guidance from, the spirit realm. And I'm not surprised, this is kind of a little tiny bit like the first reading, and with you being a Cancer sun sign, you are a water sign. You have this natural connection to the other side, this natural inclination to go dive deep into the, emotional waters. So, you're connected very strongly to the moon. So definitely, this is a time for you to make sure you're taking your time out for your prayers and meditations, your time alone, and going those directions. Right up to it. It says, speak your prayers, listen for the answers, act in faith. So when you see the Magic Prayer card, it's a reminder that your prayers will be answered. Spirit's always waiting to help you and to heal you when you're in need. That said, the best prayer is, thy will be done through me, thy will and not mine be done. Conscious contact with your higher power is achieved through the ritual of prayer and meditation. Speak and listen to the divine force within the field of creation. Surrender your wishes and desires to Spirit. You may not get what you want, but you will surely get what you need. Your destiny awaits you. As long as you keep in conscious contact with your higher power, be assured that you are on the right path. So, some information around this for you, because it talks about a lot of things for this card here. So before we come down here as a soul, we meet, in a way with our Creator, Spirit, with all our support team. You've got a guardian angel that's been with you since your soul was created. You've got other angels that are around you for specific purposes. You've got spirit guides that are with you specifically for your life, and for specific other ones that come in for specific situations that you're going through, kind of the experts. So you got angels and spirit guides that come in to help you through specific times in your life, specific events, because they are the most talented to do that for you. And then you've got your loved ones that have lived in this lifetime that's gone to the other side, ancestors that lived here before you came here, that are also giving you support and love. So you've got this, and there's even more beyond that. Those are the ones that make themselves most known for our lives in this human form right now. But they are all these beings of unconditional love and light that are here to support you on your journey. And how they support you, so the one way, like I said, you meet with all of them before you come down here, and you determine, okay, this is, when I'm going to be born, where, how, what time, all of that kind of astrological stuff. It's like, this is what I'm going to be born into, who, this is when I'm going to pass away, and why. And then here's the events in between that I want to experience when I go down there. It's almost like picking your courses for school. These are the ones that I want to have happen. Like, okay. And then everyone's like, all right, break. And they all help all this stuff unfold for us as we go through there. And notice I said for us, not to us. These things happen for us, not to us. But the beautiful thing is, as we come down here, veiled from the memory of the beautiful, powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being of unconditional love that we are, to experience this human form. So we kind of veil this part of our being. And so this human, we don't realize all that. So we have this free will as well. So this human side of us gets to determine, as we go through these events, what is it going to mean about us? What story are we going to attach to those things? So though there's a destiny and a fate of things to happen, we put the tent on everything that happens down here. It's kind of like a giant improv play. You have themes that you're going to go through, but you get to determine to what extreme you're going to take it. You get what I mean? So it can be a very calm response, or it can be a very extreme dramatic response, and we get to choose what it's going to be. There's no right or wrong. We come here to experience what all these emotions of fear that we don't experience on the other side, we come here to experience all those. So all that is going on, and as these humans go through all of that, then we get to also have the ability, like it says, for prayer, meditation, and we can consciously start to wake up and remember that we have this connection to this realm that we can't see. And we have this whole support team there. And we can ask them of our free will. They won't meddle, with besides the things they agreed to do before we came down here. They won't meddle with anything unless we ask with our free will for them to do so. So that's what this is all about here. All that is fit into that card. So just know that you can get quiet, and you can, and they're always listening to us, of course. But to hear the answers back, we need to get into that quiet space and that higher frequency of unconditional love, peace, joy, laughter. That's what they speak. That's where the radio signal is at. So to hear it, we just need to tune into that radio signal, if that makes sense. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions on that in the comment section below. If you do, I'm happy to answer those. I know that's a lot of information. So we're going to pull some additional cards here for this first month from this Light Seers deck, and just see what else the Creator would have you to know. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Cancer signs to know about this first month, please? Okay. This is the first one, and then those. Okay. No others, they say. So you have the Page of Swords. So this is, of course, new thoughts, new ideas, bing, 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 and new messages coming to you around your beliefs, around your thoughts, around your ways of looking at things. So this is definitely, you've got your winged creatures swirling around, delivering messages for you. You're walking the fine line of your thoughts and beliefs. That sword represents your current thoughts and beliefs. So you're walking on the tightrope, trying to fit into everything you believe, but this is a refreshing place, because these messages that you're going to be getting are going to be bringing you new aha moments during this month. So that's really what that represents there for me. Yeah, because here's the Emperor. And if you listen to the first reading, you heard me tell a little story about the Emperor, in that in the story of the major arcana of these cards, he's the one that comes along and tries to organize and brings us all our conditioning and our suppression. So he's the bringer of, like, here's the sword, the thoughts and the beliefs, the expectations. Here's the line you have to walk. So he's the one that says, here's that sword, and you need to stay on it. And those are all the expectations that you've taken on of all those opinions that people have provided you all their lives, saying, this is what you should do, this is what you need to do, this is what you have to do, this is what you're supposed to do. All those things are these expectations, and this is a very fine line you have to walk on. But with this Page of Swords, what it's doing is it's helping you expand that. And it always amazes me, especially the Olympics are coming out around now, and when they do those balance beams and they're on that little thing, especially since I'm 6'4" and my foot doesn't really fit on that, but the things they do on that little beam, you're like, wow. But if they could expand that would be awesome. And that's what's going on here. Wouldn't it be as challenging, right? And that's what we come here, is for those challenges. But when we're ready, we can expand it, like it says, with that Page of Swords. Yep. And here you are, your Queen of Cups. So, being water signs, the cups are the emotions in the water. So you're sitting halfway in and enjoying your emotions, everything you're feeling, but you're also connecting to your higher realms there. And you have that ability. Queen of Cups is the feminine energy, which is very emotionally based, which is where we connect to the other side more so. We speak and feel through the heart, and that's where, when you raise your vibration of your love in your heart, that's why you can connect more to the other side. When you're in fear, you don't hear quite as clearly because there's so much noise going on. So this is really coming to that place of peace in there and connecting to the other side. And then you've got the Knight of Cups, so putting the love into action. And like that card said, right? It's filling up with these, listening to these messages, connecting to the other side, and putting love into action. So pretty much these cards reiterated everything we read in that card. But good visuals, putting external love into action is like through your throat chakra, what you say to others, what you say to yourself. What you write in social media, what you type, and when you hold your arms out straight to your sides, like you look almost like the letter T, your arms are at your throat chakra, which is all about action. So how am I expressing my unconditional love to the world? And can I do more of it? So this is really that month of connecting to that higher love, letting it fill you up and flow out to the world. All right, that's a great way to start this 6-month journey. Reading number 1, they had a very dramatic emotional flood of tsunami emotions. This feels much more calm and almost like Fortress of Solitude. Superman off by himself in the Antarctic, in his, wherever it was, in his beautiful crystal Fortress of Solitude, where he could just contemplate and understand and communicate, to his father and mother and all those through those crystals, right? I know. Bunny Trail. So these next 2 months, we're going to pull a card here from the Art of Manifestation Oracle and just see what the Creator wants you to know about the next 2 months. Creator, for our Cancer signs, what do you want them to know for the next 2 months for this reading, please? Okay. That is the one, I am told. And you got Trust the Universe, and that's number 59. And I'll let you see that picture there. That almost reminds me of when that Superman comes around. The intro. I don't know why Superman is being brought up here for a reason, but there you go. And then this says, sometimes we can strive relentlessly to make something happen and then experience huge disappointments when our efforts do not work out. While action on our part is required, if we're too determined to stay on one course only, we inadvertently block ourselves from the guidance and direction that the universe is trying to bring us. This is a time to trust and let things happen. So, yeah, I like that because, if we try to stick to this, like, no, this is the way it must happen. We're going to ride that small tightrope there. But, this is about listening to these messages that, this card was telling us to listen for. Trust them, trust those, that advice, trust those new ideas and those new beliefs, and put them into action as well. For this, we're going to get some clarification with these everyday tarot, and we'll see what else the Creator wants you to know about these 2 months. And one more time. All right, Creator, what else do you want? Okay. Our Cancer signs to know about these next 2 months, please. Okay, got 3 there. And any others. And last pass, please. Okay, that one. Oh, those 2? No, that was my fault, they said. Loose fingers there. Okay, so we do have all of these. Yep, you got the Tower. And this is a beautiful thing. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. So the Tower, the great message that comes with this really comes down to the story that I told you in the beginning about how life unfolds. All these events are planned for us and everything to happen. So some of those things, those changes that are going to happen in our life, these lightning bolt moments, this tower is something in your life that we have chosen to have removed from our life at some point during this journey. And so let's say that this point here is when it needs to be removed according to what we've asked for, right? So some situations will ask for messages to start to be given us here, like let it go. And we can let it go at this point because that, that's allowed in this flexible timeline. And then we're asked to tell us here a little more loudly, you can let that go. And we're like, okay, I can choose then or not. And then we come here, let it go. And it's like, I can, and avoid the Tower experience or not. And then here again, and we get to the final ones, like, okay, at this point, this is a drop fail, time, it needs to happen, so blast me out of the Tower. Some of the Tower cards, which is, I never noticed before, one of them has someone jumping out the window, while, like there's 2 characters on the card, one jumping, one being blasted out, and that represents this. We can make the choice to trust the universe, and those messages that are coming, or eventually we'll have a Tower experience where something will get removed for us because that's what we've asked for, if that makes sense. Yeah. We have the 3 of Swords. So 3 of Swords, for me, this represents expectations and disappointments when expectations are not met. And so this is all about understanding the belief. And this, I really feel for most of you, this thing that's going to be destroyed is actually this belief about heartbreak. Now, we're taught here on this realm, on the human side, that our heart can be broken. And when that happens, that breaks your heart. When that happens, that breaks your heart. When that happens, that really breaks your heart. When that happens, and we're given this long list of things that break our heart. And what we feel in the human side is, I really felt my heart break. And it's like, well, that was fear activating. Because when we have that, it's like when someone startles you, you have that, that's what heartbreak feels, but it kind of sticks around rather than just being a momentary, like, oh, I'm safe. Because what happens is this belief about our lovability gets challenged. We get fearful, like let's say someone cheats on you. We're told that means you're not good enough, you're not lovable, no one's going to love you, you're going to die alone in the wilderness. That's how the story goes, right? And it's like, and so we have that prick in our heart, and it feels like our heart broke. And it's really like, well, no, the thing that we, with these new ideas and these new beliefs coming in, we're allowed to see and question, well, does my heart really break? Does it really need to break in that situation? And, I learned through several relationships being, betrayed, that, it's amazing that we can question and understand that people's actions don't mean anything about me. They are them acting out of fear. They're trying to find love, and they're fearing and trying to be in control and trying to do what they feel they need to do to be loved. And we're doing the same thing. Everyone is doing that. And we realize that, it wasn't even personal, because they continue to do that to their next 15, relationships. So it evidently wasn't me. I could never make them happy because they were not happy on the inside, and no one can make me happy if I'm not happy on the inside. Once I find my inner happiness, everything makes me happy. Everything can make me happy if I want it to. And we learn that, and it's this huge, shift in perspective for you there. So that's your tower. Here we have the emperor showing up again. You had the emperor here. So the emperor is here. And this is about letting go of these expectations of what you were told. So it's like, well, wait a minute. Your inner emperor is going to go, no. That can't be true. We need these rules. Without these rules, there's going to be chaos. All these things are supposed to happen. All these things should happen. All these things have to happen. All these things need to happen. And with all those rules, disappointment, because expectation. Here you go. Here's temperance. So temperance is balancing. This is the alchemist. She's got one foot on the earth for the mind and one foot in the water for the emotions. And so she's all about balancing the mind and the heart, your intuition and your emperor, your spirit and your human body. So, that's what this journey is. So, and so it is a message of don't beat yourself up for experiencing that, because we did come down here to experience the emperor, and all those restrictions and expectations and disappointment and all those, darker, uncomfortable emotions compared to what we're used to back home. And so this is about, like, it's okay. We came as your experience. Embrace your emotions. Don't resist them. But just know that you can balance that with a higher knowledge as well. So just a great awareness is coming here for you. Yeah, here you go. The sun. So you're going to see the light. So a lot of bright ideas is what I hear, but a lot of energy comes with this sun as well. It's very victorious. It's very, coming out of winter into summer and spring, and just feeling the blossoming of things, the unfolding of things. And all this energy that you invest in being heartbroken and maintaining all those rules the emperor is wanting to tell you is exhausting. It takes a lot of energy. We don't realize it until you let stuff go. All that excess energy flows into your heart, into your love center, into your heart center. So just really enjoy these 2 months, because these messages that are coming are going to change your world. They're going to change your world. Right? And then we're going to look at the next 2 months here, and we're going to pull an energy oracle card for that. See what the Creator wants you to know for the next 2 months. All right, Creator, what else for the Cancer signs for the next 2 months, please? Okay, that is the one there. And community. And I love this because, and it's number 7 here, this is very reminiscent of the 3 of Cups tarot card, and it usually represents your spiritual community, or your soul family, getting together with your friends, your loved ones, etc., etc. But for me, it represents connection to the spiritual realm. So all of that posse we talked about back here, this is them. This is representing a real awareness and connection to the spiritual side, to the spirit world, to all that group that we talked about at the beginning. So that is what this card intuitively means for me, and we'll also see what the book says here. Yep, connection with kindred spirits. So this card shows 3 women celebrating, sharing ideas, and supportive energy. The lights in the picture represent your ever-present spirit community as well. So let me show you. So you got all your little orbs and floating around you as well. And it says, when this card appears, it indicates an association of some kind. It may be a casual connection of like-minded people, joining a club or community of some sort, or even a business partnership consisting of 3 or more entities. The time is right to make such new connections and to share intentions, whether they're personal or professional. Networking and community are important parts of the human experience, and the security and sense of connection can be beneficial to all. It's true that when several people join their intentions, it accelerates their power in the energetic realm. Receiving this card puts you on notice that the universe is sending some beneficial alliances your way. Like the Happy Family card, this could also indicate a party or a celebration of some kind. So definitely support is what I'm really feeling a lot. Connection, whether it's to people of like minds in spirit on the physical realm, or your spiritual community. I feel it's like just gonna roll over into so much of your life, and it's because this month that you've had, and then these 2 months of trusting the universe and kind of going through this tower experience of letting go of this belief in expectations and heartbreak and distrust, it allows you to trust others in the physical realm too, right? Because we can always trust the other side. They're beings of unconditional love. They always have our full highest experience of love in mind, so we know it's always for us, right? Human characters, however, tend to disappoint. And that's the role that we've all agreed to play here, right? We didn't come here to have perfection. We came here to reflect imperfection so we can understand what, all those perfect things on the other side represent. We're going to pull cards from the Everyday Tarot like we did here for clarification. So, Creator, what else would you like them to know about the next 2 months? We'll talk about the 4 of Swords here. They wanted me to talk about that before, because they're like, nope, not yet. Talk about this one. I'm like, okay. So 4 of Swords is about putting your mind to rest. Swords again are all about your thoughts, your beliefs, everything from that emperor there. And they're like, yes, just put it to rest, just relax. Let the piercingness of those thoughts I just keep on hearing, just give it a rest. Give it a rest. Let those go. Let those thoughts go. Let those beliefs and things just pause. And that's really what allows you to open up to these individuals here. Because when you allow others to have their beliefs and thoughts and you understand, where they're coming from, that they are just wanting to be searching for love themselves, then you're like, okay, they can believe what they want, and it doesn't mean I have to take on their beliefs for my own, but I cannot be objective and have an open mind and put my beliefs to rest and allow someone else to express theirs. Not like, well, let me correct you there, because that doesn't usually end well for anyone. Yep. You've got the Seven of Swords here too. So, this is like, tricksters coming, but the message that comes to me for these cards intuitively is that you have all these thoughts that you carry. And as I was just saying, you see more and you're allowing someone else, they're sharing their opinions and their ideas and their beliefs and thoughts. And you're like, I don't have room to take theirs on too. And so that is how battles happen, right? And so for this, it's about focus on your thoughts and your beliefs. They get to focus on their thoughts and their beliefs. So people it's almost like almost a mirror type of thing. And this is a number 7 and this is a number 7. So it's about allowing those other people to have their own thoughts. And if you have disagreements in your mind, think for a moment that they're a mirror for you, showing and reflecting back to you something about yourself. So if you're thinking, well, their ideas are stupid, how I turn that around inside my head is my idea and judgments of them are stupid, because that's not going to do anything but create chaos and, a battle. If I change those thoughts to loving thoughts, going, okay, I can see where they're coming from and they're just wanting love, so I'm going to give them love. Boom. It's, problem solved. And you have the Two of Pentacles. And again, this really represents like this temperance here of balancing the higher and the lower. And you have this, this, I don't know if you had it in here. Yeah, you didn't have it in here. But this is that infinity symbol showing the cycle of moving between the ebb and flow of you move out into earthly experience, spirit there, and move back into spirit. And you can move out into the world with spirit and come back into spirit. And, you keep on having this where you go out and experience your humanness. And that's what we come here to do. And you can see that behind there are choppy waters. So there's emotion that comes from that. And you've got two shoes. So you're stepping in the world in two different ways as well. So just realizing that there's two of you within you allows you to understand that there's two of someone else in them. They've got this human character they're playing and the actor behind the human character that they're playing. And that the actor is the powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. Yep. And then you got the King of Pentacles, and this is about external abundance, just balancing everything. You just feel fruitful. Your mind is at ease because it sees that it's going to have everything that it needs, because when you connect, especially with that, that there's two of you inside you, and you know that ultimately I am eternal and I have everything I need. I'm just playing this character. We don't freak out as much if we can stay in this balance. when we get out of balance, we're like, this character that's going to die and have nothing, and we get caught up in the drama, and we get so engaged into the character role that we're playing that we become very dramatic, and it's awesome because that's what we come here to do. And then we're like, okay, and then we balance back in and come back to a nice, calmer place. We don't have to. Some people can be dramatic their entire life if they want to, because that's what they wanted to experience. Who are we to say who someone else should be, right? And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the Secret Language of Light. And this is going to tell you just how you end up toward the end of this month, and how you move into your next part of your adventure, because it's always adventure after adventure after adventure, this entire life. It's never a bore. We didn't come here to be bored. We came here to experience. And by golly, do we experience, don't we? All right, Creator, what do you want our Cancer signs to know for reading number 2 for their final message? Okay. And you got Vesica Piscius. I'm not sure if that's how you say that, but it's number 26. I'll let you see that symbol for a moment here, and I'll read from the book because I have no idea what that means. So definitely revelations, right? The unknown coming into the known. Because here comes the information, right? So this is creating soul truth in the world. How perfect. The outside world feels more real than the inner world because we have been encouraged to focus more on what is outside of us. We have learned to give things that can be seen by others or touched by us more importance than what we feel. Making decisions can become difficult when our awareness is focused away from our inner needs and wants. When our internal and external realities are integrated, decisions are clear and easily made, just like you were talking about with this 2 Pentacles. So this leads to satisfaction as there is no resistance to your fulfillment, the King of Pentacles. When we scan the myriad possibilities open to us in the manifested world, we will know what we want and will not feel overwhelmed. In this space, we become grateful for the decisions we have made and all the ones we will make in the future. That's great. I just love it. That's definitely what we've been talking about. And then these cards come with inspired reflections and actions. There's 3 of them. I'm going to read them to you. And if any of them resonate with you, then you can kind of focus on those throughout the 6 months. Number 1 is imagine you are the overlap of the Vesica Piscis, Piscis. For one day, meet every experience and person that comes your way without judgment. And I'm going to look up that word because I don't think they're going to tell us what that word means, but I will. I'll post it somewhere here, so you know what that means because I'm dying to know now. Number 2. Turn off the television and tune in to your inner glow of creativity and entertainment. Number 3, speak your truth. This does not mean pushing your judgments. It means allowing yourself to say something to someone without blame or needing anything from them. If this makes you feel vulnerable, it means you care more about what others think about you than what you think of yourself. And then this also gives journal work, and I'll read that. So if you're so inclined, it says, draw or write about 3 things you would like to reboot or rebirth in your life. Beautiful. Well, this is going to be an exciting 6-month adventure for you. And just know, every second of every day that you go through all this, that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. So you have a great 6-month adventure, and we will talk to you soon. You take care now. And if you chose reading number 3, which is the red hot air balloon, then this is the reading for you, my zodiac signs of Cancer. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by pulling a card from the Enchanted Map Oracle. And this is going to represent your first month. And it's kind of represents also the energies that you're coming in with, what are present in this month, and what the Creator wants you to know about what you do with those during that first month. So we'll give these a shuffle and see what comes forth. What does the Creator want you to know about your first month? All right, Creator, show us. Okay, boom, boom, boom. You got Dragon's Lair, which is card number 19. So I'll zoom in there so you can see that a little more clearly. Yeah, so your first month, 19 breaks down to a 10, which breaks down, when you add 9 and 1 together. So that's endings, and 9, and then 1 plus 0 is 1, which is new beginnings. So it's really going to be this time of endings and new beginnings of things that are for you. Dragon's Lair 2 brings this energy of, defensiveness, that, you're coming from this place where you have a dragon in front of your cave to protect yourself because you've experienced pain and suffering in areas of your life where you are guarding, the cave to your heart, where that treasure is. Also that you are weary of going and taking first steps towards going to people's caves because you've been burned by dragons trying to step into caves where people were also hurt before. And so because of that, you've retreated into your own lair. And that's kind of where you're at, starting and coming into here. We'll also read here, it says, you're always protected and divinely directed. You have a remarkable internal warning system that lets you know when things are out of alignment. You're about to enter dangerous territory, so tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. So the path you're on now is one that will challenge you to the core. That said, peril is also exciting and exhilarating, like the danger you feel before you enter a new relationship, knowing that you'll be changed forever. A life lived fully isn't lived only in safety. A new experience is calling to you, one that will test your courage. The choice is yours, but there's greater value in risk-taking than remaining unchallenged. New territories are waiting to be discovered. Yes, and please don't be fearful about that message there, because what I'm feeling from this intuitively is you have been kept up in your lair for so long that you are on the edge of boredom. Like the fear is that you've had about, being opening your heart or, taking step towards things that you haven't gone down before, is because, that fear is being outweighed by this ugly feeling of not being yourself, of just being just so stagnant that you're just ready. You're like, I don't care. What comes to mind is, I don't know, I might be dating myself, but there's this game called Sim City, and you would, there's a lot of games like it today. You build a little village, which then grows bigger, and then it turns into a city, and you do, you construct and make roadways, and, it's all this stuff. And it's fun for about a week for me. And then at the end of that week, I'm so bored of doing it. I'm like, what else is there? And they have this little button that you click that's called disaster. And you turn on disasters, and like Godzilla comes and destroys your city, or a tornado comes through, or flooding, and that is kind of the feeling like I have you're at. You're like, I'm ready for a disaster. I'm ready for something to force a change in my life because I am so bored with how it has been. I'm feeling so stagnant with my life as it is. It's not fulfilling. I feel numb. I'm ready for some fire. So that's what I'm feeling. So don't think that there's like Dragons on the way to attack you. This is what, that's the energy that I'm feeling for this general reading. All right, I'm also going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers deck. This is going to give us some clarification, some validation, or new information about this first month. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Cancer signs to know about the first week, please? Or the first month, not the first week. I feel like that one. Okay, and that one. Not those. Any others, please? Okay, and last pass. Any others? Okay, yep, that one too. Okay. So, yep, you got the Nine of Swords. So, yeah, this is all these thoughts. I mean, you're just exhausted. This is usually can talk about like nightmares. Your just mind is so full of so many thoughts and expectations and thoughts of pain and so many beliefs that have been based on a lot of punishment in your life. But what's great is there's this hope here. There's this bright light that's coming in, this bright thought that's coming in, and that's what's going to be changing here. You know, the 9 and the 19 here. One more brings you to the ending and the new beginnings. Usually the 10 of Swords has someone just laid down, face down in the dirt, with all the 10 swords stabbed in their back, and they're just ultimately exhausted. So you're to the point of almost exhaustion where you're about ready to let go and just say, I'm just so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm ready for a change. And that's what this Dragon Slayer is bringing you. Yeah, because then you're going to be seeing things from a new perspective. You're going to be able to connect from just this new higher viewpoint, which I feel there's going to be some, it shows the bright light on her head here. There's going to be some spiritual work that is going to be coming in, and you've been doing and investigating things, but I kind of feel like you've been reading a book and you're getting to the end of the book here and you're like, aha, and it just brings this cling, which helps you ignite this new spark into something new. So I really feel that too. We were talking about you're ready for some fire. Well, here it comes, because you're going to see things from that different perspective. That's just going to allow you to have that courage just to jump out and to do that. Yeah, here you go. Don't be scared. Death and rebirth. So it's rebirth. And this is what is coming. I love that. It just totally reinforces everything we're talking about. It brings, when you look into death's face, you see that bright star that's right there on your forehead here too. Here you come. New things are coming because you're letting old things go. Those things that no longer serve you, those beliefs that no longer serve you, those relationships that no longer serve you, those jobs that no longer serve you, those clothes and stuff that no longer serve you, that home that no longer serves you. It's too big. For some of you, it's too big anymore. It's okay. You don't have to worry about, but all the memories we'll lose. No, you can sell that and create new memories, and you can still, memories are memories. You can take them with you wherever you go. A place is just a place, but home is where the heart is. So that's a message for some of you there. Yeah, and here's the Three of Wands. What I love about this deck is the Two of Wands shows someone staring out a window, getting new ideas, planning to go somewhere to do something. In this case, it was like a map to get to the beach, from the middle of the country to a beach, and how you going to get there? I'm going to, rent a VW wagon van so I can take my surfboard. And now you've done those steps and you're ready to embark on the most exciting piece of the journey. You've made the trek across country to get to the beach, but now getting into the ocean is what's going to be the exciting piece for you. So you've got this wonderful adventure ahead of you here. And that's what you can look at it as, is that you're gone and you've come through this area. You're ready to make this leap and this transition into this new way of thinking, this new way of living, this new way of being, either new relationships, new locations, new jobs, whatever it may be. You're ready for it. You've been doing the planning, you've been doing the thinking, you've been investing in it. It's time. It's time. We're going to look in here at the next 2 months after this. So we'll see what else the Creator wants you to know about that. And for that, we're going to look at these Art of Manifestation cards. Okay, that one came skipping out and said, no need to shuffle. Here I am. Take a leap. Can't make that up. That's exactly what I just said, right? So making the jump, taking the leap. And I will show you this, and I'll read it when I can see it more clearly here. It says, this card's an invitation to take a leap of faith. Sometimes, even when we desperately desire change, we procrastinate and find all kinds of reasons as to why we should stay as we are. It's completely understandable to be anxious when stepping into the unknown. This card is calling you to trust and make the move. Okay. Can't really add to that. It's everything I just said toward the end of this one. But we're going to pull some additional cards here from this Everyday Tarot and get clarification more on what the Creator wants you to know about these next 2 months. It's time. It's time. Take a leap. All right. Yeah, what are you waiting for? To die? To live your life? If you're not living your life, you're just existing. It's time to live. Time to take a leap. That's what I'm hearing. All right. Creator, what else do you want our Cancer signs to know about this next 2 months, please? Okay. Anything else? And last pass. Okay, those two. Okay, and we'll do this one first since it made itself known. And you've got the Knight of Swords. So swords are about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mentalities, your ideas, and the Knight is all about taking action. So this is about taking action on your ideas. So all this thinking you've been doing and all this new viewpoints and this new fire, it's time to put all that into action. I can't say more than that to that. Yep, and you got the Hermit here. Again, here's the bright light on the inside. The Hermit is about taking the time alone to do this on your journey. And so I really feel like you don't need assistance. This is something you're doing for you, something you can do on your own. You just have to have confidence and believe that you are everything that you've been looking for. You are a mini creator. You're a co-creator with the mighty Creator, for your life. So you're the one that gets to help your life move in the direction you want it to move. You're the one that gets to take that fire that's within you and use it to move along a darker path into a lighter path. So, don't be afraid. You're the one that gets to do this, and you don't need anyone else. You get to do it alone. And it's not a punishment. They're saying you get to do this alone. You don't have to have someone else, which is very empowering. And I think it's an important message that they keep reiterating is, you're in this lair by yourself, this journey you get to take by yourself. You still interact with other people, but the journey is yours. And that's what you need to keep in mind is the journey is yours. And you have the Eight of Wands, so there's a lot of energy coming your way, and this is usually about things happen quickly, energy moves quickly. So within this 2 months, you're going to see when you take this leap, things will happen very quickly but they're again happening for you, and you'll be able to handle it. Just know that it's time. It's time. It's time. Yep, you got 9 of Swords. Again. So you had 9 of Swords here, and then here's the regular 9 of Swords. So this is just reiterating about, during those months, it's time to let those thoughts go. And you get to move beyond these, this light that it's bringing through, these are like, usually it shows them in bed. So this is like nightmares and it's keeping you up at night. Well, if it's keeping you up at night, return to this star and help you get through that darkness in the dark night, and you'll be able to rest. It's like just a advice. You're going to be challenged, to go back to this, and don't, because this is what you can do, for that. You don't have to return back to that habit. You don't have to go back to those feelings of lack and those feelings of low worth. You get to take a leap. Instead of fearing what is not unfolding, just focus on the gratitude of what is unfolding for you. Yeah, because here you go. Because the sun comes out tomorrow and everything is great here for you. That's actually XIX. That is number 19, which is this number 19 here. So here's, the dragon's lair, and here's the twin of it, which is the sunshine, being out in the glory. It's a very victorious card. And this is what that is saying, is like, yes, you don't need to worry about failing, because you get to choose what everything means about anything as it unfolds. So don't worry your mind. Just trust that victory is coming, and you have everything you need right with you, because you are the one that controls that fire. You are that fire, right? And then the next 2 months we're going to take a look at here. And this is going to be the energy oracle cards, is what we're going to do to pull that from here. Yep, so 8 of Wands, like I said, fast moving things happening. Don't freak out about them. Just know and trust that you know what choice you want to make. This whole 3 of Wands, you've been doing the planning. And so you understand what you want and what you don't want, and don't settle for what you don't want. Again, if you're not living your life, then you're just existing. And if you do what you always did, you're going to get what you always got. All right, Creator, what do you want our Cancer signs to know about the next 2? Okay. You're actually going to get 2 for this one. So you got victory, as I just said, and you've got blossoming abundance, number 3. So number 28 and number 3. So, you can't make this up, can you? So just as I said, the sun, you have both of these here. They say victory was just to sort of reiterate that. So we're only going to read number 3, blossoming abundance. And so we will look at that one. This is increasing wealth and value. And this card shows a beautiful golden garden in the springtime with coins and new flowers blossoming all around. They even hang like fruit on the tree above. Upright, this card signals a new increase in wealth, possibly in a dramatic and unexpected way. Be aware that you sow the seeds of your own wealth and prosperity, much like a gardener works the ground and begins to see blooming results take hold. This card upright indicates that the universe is blessing you and helping the fruits of your labor to blossom. So smell the flowers and tend to new growth. Be grateful and enjoy. And actually, I take it back. They do want me to read this one as well. Yep. Success, achievement. This card shows a beautiful spirit holding a golden victory wreath in acknowledgement of your achievement. success is on its way, and you have a sense of pride in what you've worked to accomplish. The achievement may be a great outer success, or it may be a deep inner change that you've been exerting a lot of effort toward. Enjoy this sense of accomplishment, but be careful not to rest upon your laurels. People expect outer triumph to bring great changes, but often there may still be an inner work to do. So let yourself be open to victory on every level now. Yeah, definitely. We're also going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot for these. Yeah, I mean, you can't make that up. The Sun, victory, abundance. So these 2 months are very much, you're going to see the fruits of your labor that you've done. So your courage to take a leap pays off. Okay, I'll let you down that here. All right, Creator, what else do you want them to know about the next 2 months, please? Okay, and the others, please. Okay, and that one. See, that one came out there. We're going to do in that order. So you got the 3 of Pentacles, and this is all about doing the work. And you take on, like, there's 3 different roles that are represented by this card. One of them is about you're the teacher, the one that's doing the work. You have the student who is learning, like the apprentice that's learning it. And then you have the person who's come to assist, that's helping you do the work. So you can take any of those 3 roles on. And I almost feel like during this time, especially if it was like starting a new business, you took on like all of that for yourself at that time. And this is the blossoming abundance, is the number 3. So the 3 of Pentacles is like, yep, you've done the work. You took on many roles to make it happen. And now you're seeing the, fruit of all that. Yep, and you got the Judgment, which is, this is like you're getting what you deserve. You've put in the work, you've put in all of that effort and all that energy, that fire you put to good use, and now you're getting the reward for it. It's also a message of that you're learning something more about yourself. You're seeing yourself truly, because they're rising from the grave, so maybe from the coffin in the dragon's lair, you have risen from, that grave, and you understand more deeply who you really are and what you're capable of. And you also, with this star and this fire and this brightness, you are connecting to this higher awareness of your spiritual side as well, your spiritual self. So, don't let that, all this external activity, make sure you take time for the inner you as well. Yep, Ace of Wands, new energy, new fire, new movement. Again, just it's just that this inner fire has been ignited within you because of the things that you have here. So the Hanged Man here and the Ace of Wands with this Judgment card, the Hermit, there's also this message that they want to make sure that is clear in here as well, that your outside world is a reflection of your inner world. And your inner world, as far as your thoughts, all these 9 of Swords, all those confusing supposed to, shoulds, need to, have tos, all those things that have been defining your worth in the past are what you get to step higher from and see this from this higher perspective. And how you do that is you start connecting to your higher self, the real soul that you are, because in discovering this unconditional love, that the Creator has for you, and discovering you are this being, this mighty, powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. As you realize that, that is what ignites and just takes over your life, because as you become just so loved and acknowledge that love, you just become aware of being loved and lovable and perfect in the sight of the Creator. And because the Creator has zero conditions for you, so you meet 100% of those conditions, which means you're perfect. See how that works? So you're becoming in this awareness, and because of this, that's where that courage and confidence comes from, because you have this fire inside you going, you know what? If the Creator of all things loves me unconditionally, what do I care about anything else? I get to go live. And that's kind of what unfolds with all this. And that also takes care of this Three of Swords, which this is about heartbreak, conditional love, expectations. You're letting these things go because they're no longer serving you. All they do is bring you pain and suffering and disappointment. And that's these Nine of Swords, this heartbreak. It's all these beliefs that you've had, that you've been taught before from the outside world. You've been questioning those. And when you ask yourself, where's the love in that situation? You find it in here. And love is always the answer to every question, right? Here's Page of Pentacles. So new, just a new attitude toward abundance, new messages about abundance, and the page kind of can represent like a child too. And what I love about that is, when we're young, especially like toddler age, we're not worried about where our food is coming from, or we have electricity or all that, because it's being taken care of for us. And that is the mentality to come back to, is when you connect to your higher self, this brightness we've been talking about, you realize that the Creator is the one who brings you everything that you need, brings you your abundance in your life. Everyone else is just the middleman. They're the delivery. They're the shipping company that brings it to us, but it all originates from the Creator. And so you don't have to have this fear of having everything you need. We trust, like it talked about, we trust the Creator that things are going to unfold for us, for our highest experience, for this human experience that we came down here to experience. And we can trust the Creator because the Creator loves us unconditionally, right? And so I really feel this Page of Pentacles is that return to that childlike feel of abundance, of where you can feel like you're an only child of the Creator, and the Creator wants to spoil you. And you're like, I'm on board with that. Come spoil me, Mother and Father of all things. I'm ready. All right. So that's a great place. Definitely an abundant month, 2 months. And then we're going to move into the last month here. And that's just going to represent, we're going to pull one card that represents how you end up at the end of this as you transition into your next adventure. Because we're always going from adventure to adventure to adventure. That's whole life is nothing but one big group of adventures happening over and over after each other. So we'll take a look here and see what the final message is for the Creator has for you. All right, Creator, what's the final message you have for the Cancer signs that chose reading number 3, please? Okay. And you got Soul Love, number 33. And there's that bright light we were talking about. Let's put that right here. And that is 33, which that's a master number about balancing, learning to balance our ego self, our human self, with our higher spiritual self, be able to walk, with awareness of our higher self while we're experiencing our human side. So that's beautiful. And the title of it is Unconditional Love. So, yeah, kind of what we're talking about. So you are clear, pure love. You are clear, pure love. Nothing from your past will block your dreams. Your future will be nothing like what has been before. You are at the center of your universe, looking outward through your experiences. When you look out in balance, you are seeing through love and will experience many variations of love. Make love your purpose. Find it wherever you can. If you begin to introduce anything to your world that does not feel like love, shift your awareness, your energy, or your eyes until you return to love. Become so devoted to your purpose of love that no one will sway you from it. Unconditional love is not about tolerating or diminishing yourself to make another feel good. These are conditional actions that will make you feel less than or resentful, like before. If you're trying to believe something that is not your truth, it will feel awful because you are not in agreement with your soul. Your job is to feel balanced in every moment. If you can't, go easy on yourself, as it is just a sign you are yet to love something about yourself. And I love these cards too. They come with inspired reflections and actions. There's 3 of them, and I'll read them to you, and whatever ones resonate with you or not, you can peruse over the next 6 months. Number 1 is strengthen your joy by softening your thoughts towards yourself and others. Number 2 is sit in front of a mirror, look into your eyes, or if this is confronting, close your eyes and say, I love you. Take note of how you feel. You are learning to love yourself so you can recognize when another loves you. So if you don't love yourself, you won't truly believe it when someone else does. And that's so true. You can only love others to the extent that you love yourself, and you can only accept love to the extent that you love yourself. And number 3 is spend time alone, forming a loving relationship with yourself. And there's also journal work for this, if you so inclined. It says draw or write about 3 ways you feel love when you think about or are around others that you love. And think about those feelings often. Great. This is an amazing reading. I am so excited for you if this is the one that you chose here. And even if you chose more than one, so many wonderful messages here for you. So just know as you do go throughout the 6 months that you are indeed unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. You have an amazing 6-month adventure. We'll talk to you soon. You take care.